Hello. So today is the start of a new month. So the hero of the month for this month is Ju. So I want to do a video about him. Right. So Ju, 6 months or so ago, I would have said Ju was pretty much considered to be the best physical attacker in the game, and that's because of his abilities here. Right. He focuses on the farthest enemy with his ability here, right? And he could actually tear apart a lot of teams from back to front, right? He was just very efficient, and right, high levels there's wasn't a lot to counter him, right? I mean, lower levels you could get away with by putting like Martha or something back, but once you got to high levels, when you had Albus, when you had Sebastian, Battleson, Albus patron to Ju, etc., or Albus patron to Sebastian, and Fender's patron Ju, etc. Like, Ju was one-shotting Martha's pretty easily with this ability. Right, his ult actually makes him invincible. Right, so for 7 seconds, he increases his attack speed and cannot die. This gives him some health self-healing. Or sorry, no, this one. So this one actually gives himself. I'm sorry. This one lets him do pure damage. Sorry, I mixed these up. This one lets him do pure damage. This one lets him have some self-healing. Right, so it's like he was very efficient. And he, like I said, because he could be invincible with his ult, he had a tendency to just clutch out. Because this has a speed bonus with it, so he could, a lot of times, he would go into ult, and then because of speed bonus, he'd have his ult again by the time this wore off, and he'd just kind of chain those. Right, you'd see that a lot. But he used to be really good. Like I said, what happened is they released Axel's a pet, which Axel prevents one-shot kills as a patron, so it really slows him down. But used to be like very efficient against like twins teams and stuff. Like, right. So for example, this is kind of like was the go-to team, right? The go-to twins team, right? So if you watch this battle. Right, and this Kayn was kind of like the go-to defensive pet before because his mitigation bonus is just passive. So he actually does stuff at the start of battle rather than having to wait 15 seconds to do anything. But yeah, no, Kayn gives a dodge boost to entire teams. That would slow down heroes like Ju a bit, but just watch what Ju does. Right, so Dolores is dodging. Right, Lars took a pretty good hit there, and like I said, you see Lars dropping. And then Lars dies, right, and then we're kind of eating through the team. And then Celeste dies for a big Ju hit. Right, my Ju's is kind of low level, so he's not as powerful as some of them. And my Fenris is really badly patroned. He's a very low patron. Right, so this was a pretty easy win for this team. Right, it's like this was standard. You had Mara. Usually there actually wouldn't have been anything on Celeste, but right, but what happened is that we have Axel now. So Axel, right, he redistributes damage, which makes one-shot kills a lot harder. But also, if you could put Axel's patron on the backline hero, right, you can make it harder for Ju to one-shot them. Right, actually fully paid max patron. Axel, you can't do more than 45% damage per hit, so Ju and Sebastian, you can do 90% with an attack, so you can almost kill them, but not quite. Right, but the redistribution damage makes it a lot harder to get a win. Right, so Lars took a heavy hit there, but because he has Axel patron, he didn't die. Right now you'll see that's And as I said, now people are starting to like I said, the defending team's in a much stronger position, right? But I want you to notice something. So see this swirly thing above Ju's head? That is Thea's passive ability. That's part of why you want to run Thea with Ju a lot of times, is that Thea's passive ability works like even after she's dead, and because Ju's a lot of times like critical health because of how he clutches out, right? Having Thea with him gives him that extra speed bonus, which can allow him to get to his ult faster again, right? So a lot of times you'll see Thea, but also Thea is just a really good counter to twins in general. So that's kind of like the go-to, right? Between in Thea, Ju, right, with the Holy Trinity to kind of counter twins teams. Like this is a good one. Another hero that you'll see Ju team slot is like Cleaver. Cleaver can pull the backline hero up front, which can expose the mid lane to Ju to kind of get wins. But you know, before, like I said, with the presence of Axel, Ju's not quite as good as he used to be, but he still could be good in the right team or the right situation against certain lines. I just, like I said, I do think Ju's still a good hero to have. I do think he's one of the better physical attackers, but he's just not quite as good as he used to be. But you know, with him being Hero Month, like he's definitely like there's heroes that are a lot worse than Ju. Like, sorry, this is the one. Right, it's like he's like I said, he's a very solid like physical attacker, and because he can be, you know, hard to kill, he's a pretty good defensive hero too. Anyway, I hope you guys found this video informative. Thank you for watching.